Here's Mark Arnaldo filming from GenCon 2018. I am here with David at the booth of Grail Games, where they are presenting a new game by Knizia called Yellow and Yangtze. So I was very curious and I wanted to learn a little bit about it. Thank you, David.
Thank you. So Yellow and Yangtze is a civilization building game set in ancient China at the time of the 7 warring states in ancient China. So the board starts with the capital cities of each of the 7 states on the board. These black tiles have special spots, and that's it. So it's an open board, no one owns anything. And everyone has 5 leaders of the 5 different colors of tiles and pagodas and points in the game. And what you're going to be doing on your turn is a choice of 5 actions. You'll do 2 actions on your turn. Most of the time you'll be playing tiles to the board, building up these different states. For example, if I played this tile to the board, it's red. I have a red leader in this country, so I get a red point, which is the cubes. I would also, at the end of my turn, get a red point because I have a pagoda in this country that matches my color. So that's an automatic point. So the pagodas are powerful, but if you build one, you'll have to protect it. Now, the problem is, at the end of the game, your score is your worst color. So if I keep getting red points, that's great, but if I have 0 greens, my score will be 0. So you have to try and get everything equal. The yellow color, however, is a wild color, so that can be added to any other color, so they're quite powerful. That's why there's only 1 yellow pagoda as opposed to 2 of the other colors. The way you get a pagoda is if you build a yellow or a color triangle of 3 tiles, that's the base, then you automatically may put the pagoda on the board. So now the bull player every turn will get a free yellow point. But if someone was to build another triangle of 3 yellows, there's no more pagodas, so they would take this and put it on that yellow triangle, so they're not permanent. The other thing you'll be doing in the game mostly is you will be playing your leaders to the board. Leaders have to be put next to black governor tiles. If I was to put this blue leader in this country, there is already a blue leader here, so we have a conflict. And the way you resolve that shouldn't be there, by the way, let's put it here. The way you resolve that is by counting how many black governor tiles are adjacent to it. So in this case it's 1 to 1, it's a tie, but players can add black tiles from behind their screen to reinforce. And you don't know what they've got, so you got to be careful. Let's say the pot player won, the lion player gets knocked off the board, he gets a blue point for winning that battle. Sometimes we have conflict when 2 countries merge together as well. So if someone was to play this tile here, we've now got 1 country combined to another country and 2 leaders are in conflict because they're the same color. So we put this on that tile to remember that was the countries, and now we resolve it by looking at the number of soldiers that are in that country, the red tiles. In this case, again, it's a tie, 1 to 1, but anybody at the table can add red tiles from behind their screen to either side. I mean, the pot player's involved in this, even though, well, there's a clash, but the bull player might want this country to win because he's in there. So you might ally. Let's pretend this side won. Then this country would lose its conflicting leaders, they would get a point of their color, the soldiers would all be killed, and now that's what that country is. So the countries come and go, grow, change. It looks abstract, but it really feels like the growth of civilizations over time and the change of history. There's other things you can do. If you play a green tile to the board, instead of drawing from the bag, blind draw, you can take from this market. So people will see what you're taking, but there might be something here you really want, because the different colors have different amounts of tiles. Yellow are quite rare. You can also discard 2 blues to have a peasant's revolt. A peasant's revolt is when you trash any tile. The peasants are cross. So if I was to take away this tile, this would go away because it doesn't have a triangle anymore. If I was to destroy this tile, this would go away because it's not touching a black governor tile anymore. If you discard 2 greens, you can build a pagoda. Because sometimes, as we said before, pagodas will be destroyed or move and you want it back. Or maybe there's an empty triangle base. Maybe this is here with no pagoda on it. I could pay 2 greens and build a pagoda. So there's a lot going on. It's very simple rules, 5 actions, but you mostly just do 2 of them. It takes about 90 minutes, 2 to 4 players, and it's awesome.
And when will it be available to the general public?
Mid-September, it will be on sale.
Excellent. Thank you very much for telling us about Yellow and Yangtze.
Thanks, Marco.